Meineke Discount Muffler brings you this week's Boxing Blackboard. Carr's strengths: he's a sharp combination puncher with great experience and confidence. Oba's weaknesses: a better boxer, he likes to slug, and he has a questionable chin. You better hide it from the hard-punching Alfred Ankamah. His strengths: with 15 KOs and 18 victories, punching power. He has a good aggressive style and sets a solid pace. Alfred's weaknesses: an upright fighter, stiff in his European style, and he has a weak chin. Hopefully, we'll see a knockdown dragout tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the contestants for tonight's main event of the evening, at this time, USA Tuesday Night Fights, as well as Fight Night Incorporated, would like to, in adding to the 10th anniversary celebration of the Palace of Auburn Hills, we would like very much to introduce champions that have appeared here at the Palace. Introducing first, ladies and gentlemen, the former WBC welterweight champion, Milton McCrory. Ladies and gentlemen, former IBF featherweight champion of the world, Thomas Boom Boom Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, former WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, Bronco McCarr. The former WBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Leonzer Barber. Former IBF lightweight champion of the world, Jimmy Hall. The 1992 Olympic silver medalist and top 10 heavyweight from Flint, Michigan, Chris Bird. Ladies and gentlemen, one of Sean O'Grady's favorite fighters, former WBA lightweight champion of the world, Hilmer Kinty. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing five-time champion of the world, the irrepressible Sugar Ray Leonard. Ladies and gentlemen, champions one, champions all that had appeared at the Palace of Auburn Hills. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Palace of Auburn Hills in Michigan, Bill Kozerski's Fight Night Incorporated, in association with matchmaker Tommy Vaca and Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers. This Bud's for You presents USA's main event of the evening, 10 rounds, welterweights. Ring officials assigned by the Michigan Athletic Board of Control. Your judges at ringside are from West Bloomfield, Glenn Hirsch, from Redford, Bobby Watson, and from Drayton Plains, Rosemary Grable. Your referee for this event from Westland, Michigan, Mark McDonald. Introducing the principals first, in the red corner to my right, wearing the white trunks with green and gold trim. He weighs in at 147 pounds. His professional record reads 18 victories, 3 defeats, He has 15 wins by way of knockout. He hails from Los Angeles, California, rated number 8 by the NABF. Introducing Alfred Torpedo Ankamah. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks, black trim. He weighs in at 149 pounds. His professional record reads 45 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, and 28 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Detroit, Michigan, the former NABF welterweight champion, rated number 4 in the world by the WBA. Introducing Oba Motor City Carr. 10 rounds, welterweights.
Good luck to both you guys. Shake hands and back your corner. Wait for the bell.
Carr so entrenched here in the Motor City. You heard the reaction for him, and as he stands in the ring, Sean, looking at all those champions being introduced from this area or have performed in the Palace, and Oba knowing full well that he debuted at 17. It's been 9 years, 48 fights, and he is still trying to join that lineup. Fighter who was a can't-miss world champion. He's had a couple of shots, losing to Felix Trinidad and Ike Corte. He had both the champions down in those fights, but stopped by Trinidad in the 8th and losing the decision to Corte in 12. And now he is on a streak, 7 unbeaten, and in line for possible confrontation with world champ Oscar De La Hoya. But first, Carr's got to get by the Torpedo. Can't be torpedoed by Alfred Ankamah here tonight. The 31-year-old living in Los Angeles, moved there 4 years ago from Accra, Ghana. That also brought to the boxing world champions Ike Corte and Alfred Cote. Ankamah was a member of the Ghanan boxing team, the Olympic team that went to the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Won his first Olympic bout, but then lost to Kenny Gould of the U.S. in his second bout.
Well, he began boxing at 21. He went to the sports hall in Ghana and saw Azuma Nelson. He said, I can do that, so he started boxing. Alfred Torpedo Ankamah says in the ring, I'm a fighter, boxer. He says my best punch is the right hand. And he said that Oba Carr will fall into his trap tonight. He says I'll knock him out with the right hand. He knows he's not looking for a decision. There's a good left hook from Oba Carr. That is his best punch. He says in the ring he's a boxer puncher. Oba had gotten away from Detroit. You saw the champions earlier from here in Detroit. He'd gotten away from Detroit. He said away from Detroit he quit learning. Gained confidence and experience in the big fights with Corte.
And now he's getting
And now he's giving that experience.
Getting back with his dad. Getting back to boxing. Was taken to the spiritual path and saying that everything now is starting to flow together, both outside the ring and in. But Ankamah is looking for the torpedo. He knows that Carr has been susceptible. He has been down 6 times in his career. And Ankamah looking for the big bomb. But as far as Oba concerned, he looks at his opponent. He knows he's strong, but he thinks he's just a basic fighter. Nothing slick, no side to side, no lateral movement. Just comes to you to do his business. And Oba says he'll be very busy in this fight, try to confuse Ankamah as this one goes along. Back with Dad in his corner, Eddie Carr, former fighter, former Marine.
Just keep that rhythm. Keep that rhythm, and don't let him get set. Because see, he want to get set to punch first, but you keep using that jab and keep painting him and doing something to him, okay? Now breathe up.
Oba
don't
says,
have a minute to come back and rest.
being reunited with
Yeah,
my
you look
father is a
strong.
perfect
Keep on
compliment to my
blasting. You
career
open up
now.
on
And it
with that
comes at a
right hand
great
real
time
good that round. You got your attention.
for Oba.
Keep using it.
They were
Keep being
apart for
smart,
4
baby.
years when Oba
Picking it up.
Carr, very frustrated that he wasn't getting a title fight, signed with Don King. And Carr has been reunited now with his dad for the last 6 fights, all unbeaten. Coming out punching both of these fighters, getting some distance here as Carr is at great hand speed. You know, seems like he has been around for ages.
Look at that left hand of Oba. You know, I saw Oba with that left hand. I said, this kid is going to go a long way in this sport. A fighter, he is so fast with that left.
Still just 26 in his 49th professional fight. Debuted December of '89 at the age of 17. Manuel Stewart was handling him then. He said at the Kronk gym, he had many world champions, of course, including Tommy Hearns, but he looked at Carr and said, for pure natural ability and talent, never had anybody his equal. And Oba turning it up here, his skills right now trying to fuse the power of Ankamah, who has been unable to unload. Oh, that wobbled Ankamah here in the second. Oba, the left hand. Ankamah trying to look into his corner, raises his hands.
Okay, yeah, right.
I got him right where I want him.
Yeah, I'm trying to break his hands with my jaw. It's all right.
Well, perhaps Ankamah looking at Carr opening up, maybe focusing in on an opening for that right hand. Ankamah 18-3 with 15 knockouts.
Batting practice. Oba Carr just connecting with every shot, the right hand and the left hook.
Left is so low of Ankamah.
Not known as a right hand puncher, and they told me that Ankamah was going to use the right hand tonight. Use the right hand over the jab of Carr. You know, the best way to get someone to cease using that left hand is throw a real straight right hand. That's Ankamah's best punch, but he's holding it. So not letting go with it.
Holding it to
block with it.
Yeah.
And he has to because of the fastest speed of Oba Carr.
Alfred holding that left uncommonly low.
Uncommonly?
Something like that. Both hands low. He won his first 12 fights, all by knockout, 10 of those in the first 2 rounds. Before he was knocked out in the first round by 12-2 James Page. In a fight in which Ankamah actually wobbled Page early and then was knocked cold at 2:23 of the first round. Ankamah has been stopped, knocked out in 2 fights. Going low a bit was Carr. Oh, there is the left hand of Ankamah, and it has Carr reaching to try to hold. He's known for his power in his right, but Carr feels a little bit from his left. And as the 2 fighters get a minute to sit it out, Barbara Erickson, one of the ring card girl winners, looking to dazzle the crowd here at the Palace. Working the crowd is Barbara.
Working the camera.
Out of Babylon, New York, on the island. Barbara hitting us with the news yesterday. Not only is she thrilled and delighted to be the winner of the Ring Card Girl contest, but has just found out that she's 11 weeks pregnant. At 40, the George Foreman of Ring Card Girls, and she is looking to enjoy this exposure and all that comes with it, and celebrating the winning.
5 seconds.
And she is certainly trying to
I'll tell you, Mark
take
McDonald,
advantage of this national exposure.
and Mark McDonald making any kind of inroads he can over there with the round card girls.
Marv actually
No more
booed.
girls in the ring like that.
Marv, lighten up. Boy, Marv milking every second, but you, as you can
From
see,
now on, they'll all have to audition for Marv.
Well, you could see a little of the inexperience and not knowing exactly how much time she had in the ring. Carr right now showing his experience. Carr with the speed. Remember early in his career as he was growing up on USA, he and his dad selecting to go up against a lot of these tough veterans, great learning experiences. Robert Vasquez, Martin Quiroz, Ramon Zavala, Anthony Fletcher, David Taylor, really bringing out the best of Carr at an early age.
No punching.
Learned from those fighters. They became the teachers for Oba. And then the defining fight, Livingstone Bramble. Carr coming off the canvas twice in the first round. One of the classics here on the Tuesday night fights.
You know you have a terrific fighter when he gets off the canvas to come back and win like Oba did that night. He took a shot there. Oba has a good set of whiskers. He is tough. He is able to survive.
Combinations rattle Ankamah.
Again.
Heating up here in round 3. Carr took his best right hand from Ankamah, but delivers many shots to pay back for that one right. As you see the crowd standing, Carr trying to lift them out of their seats. Carr trying to respond. Here's a guy who's been to the dance. World title fights on 2 occasions, coming up empty, and here tuning up and trying to get the fans to tune in to a possible matchup against Oscar De La Hoya sometime in November.
One of the things that I've always liked about Carr is the explosions. He walks along and then all of a sudden explosion. Good combinations from him, real fast, hard punches. You know what you do is you try to lull your opponent into a sleep, into a false sense of security, and then you bring in that explosion.
And not doing it here by forcing the action, which he feel he got into a little bit when he was away from his father.
Foot feint, right there, foot feint. Just take your opponent out of his position. Just feint him out of his shoes. Look at that. These are some of the things that he learned at that upper level in the fights with Trinidad and Corte. What he picked up from them.
Leave man alone.
And learn more from your losses. Ankamah is learning a lot so far tonight. Carr scoring again. Here are some of those explosions. Watch out. Oba goes along and all of a sudden crack, 2, 3, 4 punches real fast, real hard. Again, the explosions. Carr starts off to the body and then he works to the head, mixing his attack up and down. Good work.
4th round action. Carr looking for his 46th victory against 2 defeats. His lone losses both coming in world championship fights. Ankamah 18-3. He is coming off a loss in January against Yorbas Bartolome, the former Cuban amateur star. Ankamah was actually favored in that fight, said he couldn't actually keep up with Bartolome, who he felt was running all over the place. Others may have seen that Bartolome just had too much speed and movement for Ankamah.
Bartolome also a southpaw, fighting from the left-hand stance. Says it was a last-minute change of opponents. He was supposed to fight Larry Dixon. Ankamah was. They told him in the dressing room that he was fighting Bartolome.
Carr working up a sweat. Kind of a cool day here in the Detroit area in Auburn Hills, and Oba has been training for this fight under the sun in Palm Springs for the last 4 weeks. 120-degree heat. He has been running in the desert 5 miles a day and also getting pretty good sparring.
Yeah, Alfred preparing for his fight with Costa Zoo.
So Carr is prepared for this one tonight. And even though he is only 26, and we have seen many fighters along the way just getting into the pro business at 26, Carr has been around a long time, fighting as a pro for 9 years, and you could just see the poise, the calm that has taken over, accepting advice from the corner, more focused and matured and grown up, and as he has said, he is into the spiritual path, pretty much along the lines of synchronicity, where he looks at the losses the World Championships to Trinidad and Corte, that those were the learning experiences along the way, and has delivered him to this point, making him bigger and better. And he understands what a fight against Oscar De La Hoya would mean if that's where he claims his world title.
Yeah, he says it's inevitable for me. He says I want to be on that night like I'm on tonight, on like butter on popcorn. Because I am the man who's going to beat Oscar De La Hoya, but there have been many fighters who said that about De La Hoya. Good right hand by Ankamah. He is swinging this round. Ankamah's looking for the haymaker.
And he's still just looking for that one shot, and he's teeing off here at the end of the round. Ankamah, who's got the big bombs and trying to deliver. And from that, how do you segue into this?
No idea.
The ravishing Ronda Lee from Atlanta. And a few times around the ring, and she certainly knows how to work this crowd. One of the 3 winners of our Ring Card Girl contest, and all the girls have been so delightful, so sweet, and we're so happy for them, and getting some, might say, national exposure tonight, perhaps to help their careers. Ronda Lee, aspiring actress and singer, and the crowd here at the Palace taking to one of our Ring Card Girl queens. Ronda Lee.
Side up your punch, okay?
Carr.
Use your jab, step off to the side. And then step into him. Don't pull back in front of him, let him hit you. Don't pull back. Okay, step up. Step under. Box.
Round number 5. Carr essentially dominating, but Alfred Ankamah showing the signs of the torpedoes. You know what he's looking for. Champ, you said it before. He's not looking to win a decision here. So he's going to be patient. He has 10 rounds to work to look for that opening to deliver the torpedo.
Yeah, and he said that Carr, he saw him against Anthony Jones. He's very good in the ring. He is fast, quick, he has good style, throws hard punches. But he says the way to beat him is to study him early, let him score in those early rounds, and as the fight continues, I will pick it up. And he's doing just that, sticking to what his fight plan is. Look at the shots he's landing in the last round and into this round. Looking for the one-punch haymaker. If he can get to where he's putting 2s and 3s together like Carr has been doing, he will score and score well.
It was that Anthony Jones fight for Carr. He was kind of sailing along, and then in the 8th round, Jones catching Carr, putting him down to come back to get the draw on that fight. Oh, the quick combination by Carr. But standing tall in there is Ankamah, taking some big shots from this onrushing Carr.
6 inches over. 6 inches over.
Watch the head.
Watch your head. Watch your head, guys.
Ankamah would be well served with a jab. In a fight like this, he knows he's probably not going to get a decision, or he's not looking for a decision. But you can set up the right hand with a jab, something that Hector Camacho will be doing next week. Fighting from the southpaw stance, taking on Tony Menifee.
Another trip down memory lane, and Razor Ruddock involved in his heavyweight comeback. We'll have Rodolfo Marin on his mind next week, but you know who's on Razor's mind down the road. One more time with Iron Mike.
All the heavyweights are trying to line up for that one. Carr
Heading to his jersey.
Carr. Biting that mouthpiece out. You see how he sticks that mouthpiece out? His mouth is open.
Inside 30 seconds in the 5th round again. Carr.
Yeah,
With the quickness.
start off at the bottom and work your way up. There goes that mouthpiece. I was talking about that earlier this round. Breathing through your mouth.
And ignites Carr even more. Whoa! The referee making a lull in the action. And with time remaining, he is hearing it from the crowd.
Over here.
Wow. Well, that's how Marv McDonald defines a lull. That will play out the round. Oba Carr has a willing dance partner tonight. Right in front of him, Alfred Ankamah, who is willing to take all these shots, standing up to them and looking to get his in. And now into the corner, Oba and Dad Eddie.
Keep boxing him and breaking it up. Walking into him the way you're doing and breaking it up. Your boxing spot. Around him and break up the contact. Don't pull it straight back in front of him. Always down and around or down and into him, okay? Breathe up good.
Well, it was Oba using his explosions, but Ankamah taking the shots, trying to fire back. Oba Carr is so fast. The speed is what's getting
He's sticking punches and bunches and get
Ankamah
around.
all kinds of trouble.
So keep picking him with that right hand. Keep dropping him. Keep dropping him. All right?
Don't take off no round.
Dave
Don't
Gray.
give him no chance.
There is Randy Shields in the corner of Alfred Ankamah. Randy Shields, a great welterweight who had fought them all. Sugar Ray Leonard, Wilfred Benitez, Tommy Hearns, P. Ranzani, Milton McCrory, Pepino Cuevas. Shied away from no one. Record of 41-9-1, 21 KOs. He was an outstanding welterweight. In the 70s and 80s.
What do you think he is telling his fighter, Alfred Ankamah, at this point as we move into the second half of this fight?
Get loose and start landing that right hand. He told me the fight plan was to use the right hand over the jab. See how Oba Carr drags that left hand. See that left hand down by his waist? Oh, he's so fast with that left, it's hard to get a right hand off on him.
And Ankamah keeps on coming, taking those shots, whipped out there by Carr. And Carr left is dangerously low for that big right of Ankamah. Ankamah said before the fight, I'm just out there, I've got my punching power, I'm going to set a trap. And that somewhere along the line, Oba Carr will fall for it, and I will knock him out. The words of the 31-year-old out of Ghana, now living in Los Angeles, where he has been training the last 4 years. Halfway through round number 6.
Well, remember how Joseph Chiunuka was following around Glenn Johnson? Ankamah's doing the same thing with Oba Carr. He's just following him around. He has to cut the ring off on Carr. Carr's able to maneuver around and then score on the sides, get on the angle, and then throw that left hook. And Oba Carr is outstanding when he does that.
By the way, that Chiunuka decision has been changed from a split to a majority decision. 2 judges gave it to Chiunuka, and there was an incorrect scoring that had awarded the fight to Johnson, but that was changed now to a 95-95 score, so that goes down for those who are scoring at home as a majority decision. I believe the last viewer here of Chiunuka Johnson fight ever. The swing and the miss and the slip. Some other fighters might have taken advantage of that, but Ankamah just stepping back.
Break. Step back.
Coming down to 20 seconds in round number 6 of the scheduled 10-round fight.
Oh, there goes the mouthpiece again. Getting up from Carr.
And the referee this time letting them finish this one out inside the final seconds. And once again, Carr McDonald stepping in. Did have a little bit of a lull, but just 5 seconds to go.
Just go ahead and take that mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep using that jab.
Good idea.
Just button it in there.
That shows signs of fatigue of a fighter. He's getting his mouthpiece out.
And it is time once again for Melissa Puente. Melissa Puente with plenty for the crowd here at the Palace and around the country on the Tuesday night fights. The big smile from Melissa, who is a model out of Merrillville, Indiana, right outside of Chicago. And one of the winners of the Ring Card Girl contest, the Tuesday night fight viewers doing a terrific job. And the 3 young ladies dazzling the crowd here at the Palace. And Melissa bringing them to their feet. Melissa Puente. Striking beauty. Just standing around hovering around the ring card girl winners. The crowd. And now Oba Carr goes out swinging in round number 7.
All right. Box your way out, guys. Don't forget the wrestling. Okay, break. No pushing. Box.
Left hook on the outside from Oba. Oh, big left hook. You got to start throwing that right hand. Ankamah is holding that right hand because he's eating so many left hooks, trying to protect from that hook.
Ankamah does not have to worry. The 3 mouthpiece rule is not in effect here in Michigan. Oba stepping back, taking a look. See Ankamah perhaps starting to feel the heat, getting tired. The heat from Carr.
Break. Leave his head alone.
And as these rounds tick down, he knows he's running out of time.
That's right.
He didn't come in here expecting to win a decision. And it has shown it's been all Carr.
Unless, of course, he intended to set that trap in either the 7th, 8th, or 9th, or 10th round late in the fight. Hands up now for Ankamah.
Big trap.
Box your way out, guys. Box your way out. Come on. All right, stop.
And this one, all of a sudden,
Box.
stopping to a halt.
It seems as though Oba has really faded this round. Really slowed down. He's taking the 7th round off. He has been the one who has carried most of the action throughout this fight.
All right, let him go.
He's the one holding.
Step back, Step back. Don't push.
The 17-year-old phenom. He debuted in 1989. First year, Oba had 15 fights. He had 24 fights in his first 27 months, winning all of them. He would win 32 in a row before getting his first world championship try and knocking down Felix Trinidad in the 2nd round. Trinidad came back, wore Oba down, knocked him down twice, and stopped him in the 8th. And then a couple of years later, knocked down Ike Quartey in the 11th round before Quartey won a majority decision and denying Oba his 2nd chance at a world title.
Yeah, he said that fight with Quartey, he said he lacked guidance. He's a good fighter, but I didn't have the guidance that I really needed at that time in my career over there.
Keep punching.
Closing seconds of round number 7. Carr being tied up there.
Round that Oba took off, he come out stronger in the next round.
No question, one of our favorite venues along the way. The Palace of Auburn Hills, just outside of Detroit, home of the Detroit Pistons, Detroit Vipers, minor league hockey. And it has been a terrific site for boxing. They've had crowds up to 15,000 in here to watch the Tuesday night fights. Promoter Bill Kazurski, matchmaker Tommy Vaca, putting together terrific cards and really helping to cultivate the boxing scene here in Auburn Hills in the Detroit area. Champ moving into the corner of Oba Carr. He's going to get a word with Oba's dad, Eddie. Let's go to the champ in the corner.
Keep work him around. Let your feet go. Walk on around.
Eddie, you want him to work around. You're really excited in the corner. Why?
Break. Stop.
This is an important fight for us. I want him to look good. I want him to win this fight. There you go, baby.
It is very important. But the last round, it seemed as though he took off. Why did he do that?
He's breathing up. He's selling into the fight now. If this kid ain't gonna go, we sell into it in box 10. The rounds we take off, he ain't gonna be hot dogging and all that. I bet you that.
Yeah,
like a lot of these other fighters, he just take off by using the ring generalship.
Yeah, but Eddie, it seems as though Ankamah really has backed himself into a corner. Now he's got to win by knockout. Are you cognizant of the fact that he's trying to knock out Oba?
I know he is. That's why I don't want Oba to bag back in front of him and just be warring with him. I want him to be smart. Break up, keep the contact broken up.
about it the next couple of rounds? Oba's hit him with a lot of shots. Should he be knocking out Ankamah?
Well, if Ankamah ain't gonna go, he don't go. Look at that. If he ain't gonna go, he ain't gonna go. Just keep working on it. Keep working on it. Just like chopping down a tree. We in shape.
Tough kid. Do you think you'll get a knockout?
Well, if we don't, what we want to do is win. We want to look impressive. He looked impressive. He's been landing a lot of punches. All right, great. You know, he's been using the matador and the bull technique, and he's been looking good. So if he just keep on doing what he's doing, and we get the win, he'll be in better shape for the next one.
Well, they like what they see. You got to work on some of the tape out. Tape coming loose from Carr.
Tape over there.
Really in the center of the action, the champ right there. Eddie making sure he doesn't tape the glove to the ropes or to Sean's microphone for that matter.
Put some tape on it. Mouthpiece. Okay, right over here, guy. All right, over here.
Taking a vacation there in the corner.
Time, box.
And now we are back in. So Eddie Carr likes the performance of his son Oba here, acknowledging that Oba took the 7th round off, and if Ankamah doesn't go, still just do what you have to do to look good, get through this fight, get the W, and then revisit the discussions for a possible November date against Oscar De La Hoya in a world title. Champ still not back here at the ringside. Perhaps he was indeed taped to the ropes. Oh, there you are. Nice job getting right in the middle of action and give us a little description of Eddie Carr's taping ability.
Could be a musician one day. Sending a lot of tapes. Right hand over the top. Eddie's getting ready to go to work.
8 rounds down, final 2 rounds here on tonight's Tuesday Night Fights as we are down the stretch. The final 4 Tuesday night fights, and down memory lane tonight with Carr, who started with us way back as a 17-year-old phenom out of the Motor City, and looking like that right now, putting on the pressure, looking to take out Ankamah here in the 9th. And next week, another trip down memory lane, and well, maybe just a trip with the always colorful Hector Macho Camacho, who will be making his, believe it or not, 14th appearance. We are researching to see if that is the all-time record breaker. Hector Camacho next week. Also, former heavyweight contender Razor Ruddock in the co-feature. A minute gone by in round number 9. Ankamah's time is slipping away to land that big blow. What's going on in his corner? The champ is there with Randy Shields. Champ?
Randy, you're still looking for the knockout. Can Ankamah find it?
He can find it, but he's got to do it.
Why is he holding so much?
He's not. It's Carr.
No. Why is he freezing? Why is he holding the punches?
Oh, I have no idea. He's got something worked out in his head, and I can't figure it out. So what I'm trying to do is just trying to get him punch as he goes in. If he punches as he goes in, and not stand there and jab.
There's a mouthpiece coming out again of Carr. Do you try to capitalize on that?
I told him anytime he stops, you get on it. Anytime that he throws, I have to throw. He's got to throw. It's the only way he can do it.
You know, I watched you as a fighter. This has to be terribly frustrating for you to sit over here in the corner.
Very.
Hard to get him to do what you want him to do.
Exactly. So, I mean, if he comes up and throws, he might stand a chance. But he's waiting too long. He's not punching on his way, and he was trying to get in and then throw, and you can't do that.
But you have seen him with the power, and he can do us out.
But something's going on in his head, and I can't figure it out. Well, if I could figure it out, I could tell him how to do it.
What are you going to tell him at the end of this round?
Get in there and think. He's got to throw. That's all he's got to do now.
Get to go for the knockout. He's not going to win.
See, look, he's coming in jabbing, and he's getting hit. And then he's not doing anything.
Keep that mouthpiece in your mouth, guys.
Well, you're going to have to fire him up at the end of this round. All right. Al.
Well, as Carr looks fired up here in the final minute of round number 9. And Carr has been coming on after that respite in the 7th round. Now the holding look appears to be Ankamah. Ankamah 18-3 with 15 knockouts. Carr the massive record, 45 victories, a couple of defeats and a draw. The 2 losses, world title fights, Felix Trinidad and Ike Quartet, fights in which Carr had the champions down in both of those, although Quartet fight, many felt that was just a slip. And the draw coming back in October against his longtime Motor City rival Anthony Jones, a fight that Carr appeared to be on his way to a victor until he was knocked down in the 8th round, and Anthony Jones pulling out the draw in that one. Final seconds of the 9th. We'll go to the 10th and final round.
You got the mouthpiece in.
Eddie Carr telling his son, don't make it happen, let it happen, as he enters the 10th and final round.
Yeah, try to relax, let the punches flow. When you're out there looking for the KO, it's so hard to find.
And how many times have you heard trainers like Randy Shields in a fight saying, I don't know what's going on in my fighter's head. And as much as they try in the corner, cannot shake him out of that.
Well, Randy Shields knows himself if he could get in there a couple of rounds and take over.
Well, he wants his fighter to take over and take over.
Watch out, almost a step back. Good break.
But what goes on in a fighter's head, even though they may have had a fight plan going in, once he steps in the ring, gets under the light in front of the crowd, and
that plus, he's been eating so many lefts. He's afraid to throw that right hand. You know, all of his power in Ankamah is in his right hand. He's not a good left hook puncher or left hand puncher. He puts all of his weight over his right foot and he heaves that right hand. Hasn't been able to do that because every time he reaches to throw that right, he catches a couple of left hooks. Watch the elbow.
Box.
Marv McDonald, Johnny Carson look-alike, working tonight. You wonder what Johnny's been doing these days.
Good combination from Oba again.
Okay, break.
You know, one of the telling signs of a hard puncher in a fight is on your opponent's face. You know, all night Carr has been cracking Ankamah repeatedly with terrific combinations. Ankamah has not gone down. His face, he doesn't have any swelling or black eyes or bruises or cuts on his face. So a lot about your own punching power. For that reason, some will question the power that Oba has. Perhaps he's hitting with his hands open, because he has certainly caught Ankamah solidly several times in several rounds.
And now it appears as if these fighters are waiting for that final bell to end this. Oh, the big right as Carr lunges out of nowhere.
I think Ankamah just heard the bell. Good shot.
Came a little early. But Ankamah is standing up. He's been taking some vicious shots here tonight.
You know, we've seen the mouthpiece of Carr sticking out throughout this fight. We didn't see it in this round because he doesn't have a mouthpiece in. He started the round without his mouthpiece.
Good break, guys. Good break. Good fight.
And that is it. Carr looked to have pitched the shutout for his 46th win. And looking ahead, the possible date in November with Oscar De La Hoya. We'll be back and get the final decision in a moment. And we await the decision. A little work done. There were a couple of those rights getting in on Carr. Mark Bureau, the ring announcer, who is adding up the judges' numbers. And we are now ready for the decision, which should be near shutout proportions. Here's Mark Bureau.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Rosemary Grable scores it 98-92. Judge Bobby Watson scores it 99-91. And Judge Glenn Hirsch scores it 190, all to the winner by unanimous decision, Motor City Carr.
Started here on the Tuesday night fights and hoping that this fight now propels him to another world championship fight. He has been perfect, 11-0 on Tuesday night, and with us, Carr pitches the shutout and goes to 46-2-1, and looking ahead for Oscar De La Hoya. Time for tonight's Power Punch, brought to you by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your bud. And let's go back to round number 4. Watch Carr getting in the shot and that big left hand against Alfred Ankamah. And that's tonight's Budweiser Power Punch. By Budweiser. Now is the perfect time to enjoy a fresh, cold, Beechwood-aged Budweiser. By Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. And by Burger King. If you ask us, it just tastes better. And once again, our congratulations to Barbara, Rondalee, and Melissa. A night to remember for our ring card girl winners. It was great to have them with us here tonight on the Tuesday night fights. Next week, we are in Miami. The Macho Man against Tony Menifee, who is ranked number 4 in the world. Macho with his 14th and final appearance on Tuesday night fights, and back in the fray, former heavyweight contender Razor Ruddock going up against Rodolfo Marin. That's next week. The co-features on the Tuesday night fights. Coming up next is Silk Stockings for the champ Sean O'Grady. This is Al Albert. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week on USA's Tuesday Night Fights.